Hello. Welcome to another episode of a Melanated Hypothesis podcast with your girl, Tori V, aka Victoria Littlejohn. And I know you read the topic, the title. Yeah, y'all know what it is. Conditioned genius. Can we talk about this for a second? Like, what's that? What's that, Victoria? Like, what is that? Like, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you because I've been sitting on this for a little minute, and I really want to talk about it. So by this time, I don't know if people have seen the Genius documentary about Kanye, the artist formerly known as Kanye, right? I don't know if people have like tapped into that. Excuse me. But prior to that coming out and me ever even knowing that existed, I had watched the Drink Champs video, the interview with Kanye, and so many people were in the comments and they were just like confused, and it just bothered my spirit. So I started recording these videos because in my head I'm trying to explain to our people, to the melanated people, to people in general who just feel like Kanye is so crazy, what he's actually talking about, because he's not. And so I don't know if the documentary, I feel like the documentary helps people because it's 10 years looking back, it's 20 years looking back, and you're able to see that, okay, he wasn't crazy, but he still says weird stuff. So you still see people who don't understand, right? And so I started creating these videos prior to this documentary coming out. Hold on, something going on. Okay, because I got to sneeze. Don't. All right. Okay, because it just kind of be tingling in it. I gotta make sure I not go sneeze. Okay, we're good. So, so I just kind of want to flow. Like, you know me, I like to do consciousness flow. And when we're talking about healing, one of the things that we have to heal is our mind. That's big over here at the Melanated Hypothesis podcast on AMH Network. We are going to bring you healing entertainment. But what that means is healing our minds. Like, we're healing our minds. First of all, we have to be comfortable with processing. And let me take a deep breath because I'm like turned out right now. So let me take a deep breath. If you're listening to this, I'm about to drink me some water, okay? Because I want to be in a different energy. I want to be in a different headspace. So I just invite my creator to come with me and speak through me and allow me to fully get my message out. Because one of the things that I struggle with is that I like to be in a conscious state. But a lot of people are conditioned. Okay, and I say that, and sometimes I get overwhelmed when I say that because I'm like, conditioned people don't want to hear that they're conditioned. Well, it's not my, it's like that little part on Holes when she was like, I don't want to dig anymore, granddad. And he was like, well, that's too fucking bad. Like, it's the same. Like, I don't want to listen to you be conscious. It's too bad, bro. Like, because I don't want to listen to you be conditioned. Take a deep breath. No, for real, because I don't want to listen to you be conditioned. Like, when I be hearing people be conditioned, I just be like, Lord, like, please think for yourself. Like, oh my goodness, right? And it's like, I wrote something down. Genius. We're gonna jump right in. Genius. Genius is in the knowing. So it's really about self-expression. And I think I wrote that down too. Yeah. The question for this podcast is the genius-ness in self-expression? Yes. Yes, it is. I'm going to answer for you right now. Yes, indeed. Yes, it is. Why? Because anybody that we consider a genius is just a person who decided in their unknowing. They put a stake in their unknowing. and decided that that's what they know is finna happen. So they expressed themselves so much and didn't let anybody stray them away from what they knew within the unknown. They just felt it. And so most of us are conditioned. I too am breaking the conditioning. You hear Kanye talking about breaking the conditioning because we don't know. But as you break a little bit off, that's how you see adults when they start having amnesia. Like, what you mean? Like, did you like when somebody kept calling you in here to get the remote? Now, why the fuck you keep doing it to me? Now I gotta not cuss because I don't want to. Okay, but anyway, Jesus, be with me, be your fence, Lord. Just, who? But when we're talking about this genius, when we're talking about being a genius, is being a genius within ourselves. Like, I'm gonna be the genius of trauma. Like, I know that this is my lane. Compassion, doing the work, getting that process set up and going through the process of doing the work, that's my lane. Like, I'm all up in there. You need accountability, help with doing the work. Like, that's me, okay? We out here. You know what I'm saying? Join the group because we're out here. Literally, I had to carve out a space. And so that is my genius, right? But then somebody else, David Shands, he the genius as podcast. He's a genius in podcasting, right? Um, like just whoever, so many people that they're genius at what they do. Whatever they do, they're genius at that, but they have to hone in on that. They can't just feel like, oh, I tried it. I don't know, just what you think. And even I have to get out of that, asking people what they think. It doesn't matter. Like, I can ask you if you like it, but at the end of the day, it's pretty much what I like. Like, nobody's tripping off you. And so we go back to, and it's like humbly, like nobody's tripping off you, but this is between me and God. Like, I got the vision downloaded to me. I made it. I ain't never seen it before. This is something I'm creating. So it kind of look all right, but what you think? Oh, you don't like it? Well, I wasn't really like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm only looking for like critiques, like, okay, maybe the scene need to be like this and it's like this right now. Like, I only need additions to the masterpiece. You can't take nothing away. Your opinion doesn't matter in that way. But if this is your space and you saw something that could perfect it, right? Let me hear what you got to say. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we out here like the Rock. Right? And it's like that certain genius. When you think about geniuses, when you think about 50 Cent, you think about Eminem, when you think about the resentlessness of not being conditioned. Yeah, they said that I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to be trailer trash. I done got shot 9 times. I'm just supposed to go home. Like, whatever it is, right? They said that I was supposed to do these certain things. But my self-expression and my consciousness, my self-awareness and my consciousness, or my self-expression and my awareness allowed me to execute. It's coming through, Lord. Okay. Because I'm seeing self-expression, which I feel like we should break that down. Being able to express myself unconditioned genius. So being able to put no limitations on the expression that I choose to give out. Then faith, the belief, the knowing that I am going to be the greatest of all time. You get what I'm saying? Muhammad Ali, like that knowing, and then execution. You can know all day. Are you gonna do something, or like was somebody else gonna know, or you was just sitting on that joint like an egg? Like, what you doing? Because execution, right? And so I feel like that's where, at the level that I am at with my genius, I've been telling everybody that could hear me, and they not listening. So now I got to tell some people that can't, right? Now I got to put it on the internet and let it do what it do. How you doing? You watching this? Hey, how you doing? Hey. Make sure you subscribe. Whoa. I make sure you subscribe. Whoa. Okay. Just had to let that know. I just had to throw that out there. But anyway, now we're in a place where my voice can go, like, when I look at the podcast data, we out in Tokyo consistently. Like, every week somebody is listening, like somebody like this out in Tokyo. Like, that's big to me. I ain't never been to Tokyo. Don't know nobody that been to Tokyo. And if I do, We ain't never talked about their experience in Tokyo. So back to, I don't know nobody in Tokyo. Like, you feel me? Like, so the fact that every week that I go look at my podcast stats, somebody in Tokyo, like, yeah, it wasn't a mistake. Like, they listening to this. Shout out to you, boo. Like, shout out to you. You feel me? Hit me in the DM so I can know who you are. I'm gonna shout you out next time. Just, hey, what's it? Like, that's big, right? But that's because I'm in my genius. I know exactly. I can come on here and take one. Let's go. And we can talk about being in our consciousness, being in our flow. Excuse me. A lot of times we call the rants that people have, like we say it in a bad connotation, a rant. First of all, when I see somebody ranting, like when I see somebody just going. Now, granted, people can rant and they not be conscious. But when I see a conscious person ranting, I know that it's a flow of enlightenment. It's like a flow of acting and character of movies. So my consciousness is, how can I say this? So when you hear something, when somebody say, getting ready for the 99 and the 2000s, everybody do what? Oh, she working with some, everybody know what come next after that. So if you say something and it triggers lyrics, a part of a movie, you know, I put my G-string up and handle mine, like white chicks. Like if it, you know, if I'm confused, right? And I'm talking to my sister and she say something, I'm gonna be like, it's gonna be a cow in that motherfucker, right? Because I'm gonna set it off. Like we were trying to understand the assignment, and you like you got to see the movie. I'm not gonna like, you know what I'm saying. But if you never seen the movie, you never seen the movie. That's not my problem. But anyway, it's gonna be a cow in there. Like, what you mean cow? So when I'm confused, I act out movies. So when you're thinking about a person's of consciousness, sometimes they can't always, because I got you, Lord. Okay, because it's everywhere. So let me. My brain is everywhere. No, because we're going to give you this message. We're going to give you this message, Lord. Like, just, not you, I'm just saying. Like, just, who am I talking to at this point? I'm talking to God, but I'm also talking to you. And so I want you to understand that me and God are going to give you this message. So what I'm trying to say is, when you're in this conscious state, because there's a higher frequency than just words, like sound, right? And so, as I'm moving through a conversation in my conscious flow, sometimes I will act out movies. So I'll be regularly talking to you. And then a part of a movie will come up in my brain. So then I'm acting out furthermore what we were already talking about now in this movie form. But then I go back, I jump in the character and I jump the fuck back out. If you're not paying attention to a conscious person speaking, it's going to be like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like, this mofo crazy. No, they are not. No, they are not, but they're in the conscious flow. So they're not using all the adjectives and I was like in quotations and all of this stuff. They have to slow down to do that. That's why I keep talking about breathing, because I know people are conditioned. I know who the fuck I'm talking to. I'm okay. I know who I'm talking to. Okay. So why would I even like, you meet people where they at? And it's like, no disrespect to the people that's where they at. But I mean, I'm saying though, people drive by you every day when you be standing at the bus stop. Are you mad at every person that's driving by? No. You know where you at and you know where you need to go. But if you see somebody that's willing to help out, willing to give you a, you know what I'm saying, somebody slow down, dang, bro, I know I came by it, just went by, you was standing here, man, I just seen the bus though, he on the way, man, stay up, y'all have a blessed one, be safe, all that, and then drive off. Like, you appreciate that person because at least they let you know something, the bus coming, they seen it. It's probably 2-3 minutes down the street at this point. Now, people could be doing that to fuck with you, but I'm just saying. A real genuine person that do that, you know what I'm saying? Like I just went to the Dollar Tree real quick, and I noticed you at the bus stop on my way back. You still at the bus stop, so I just want to give you some words of encouragement, right? I can't give you no ride because gas prices is high and I ain't got it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to give you some encouragement words or whatever the case may be, and go on with your day. I'm losing my point. Okay, hold on. This is because I'm not starting this over, bro. Like, you're going to get what you're going to get, and what you get is me, and that's it. Like, that's it. And either every day it grows and flourishes, and I work on myself every day because healing is a constant. And yeah, but one thing I do see is that people, we are judging, and even myself, like, I could still be judging, I could still be caught up in, I could be free over here on this brain and still conditioned on this side. Like, there's plenty and plenty and plenty and plenty of, like, that ain't what we're talking about. What we're talking about is being able to get the information. So for example, when I'm talking about, let me look at my little paper because I go off board and I don't want to be already here for 15 minutes. But I talked about the conscious flow. People are definitely in a conscious flow, and you have to respect that. When you see somebody in a conscious flow, you have to, sometimes you have to touch them, bring their senses back, light something so that they can remember where they are. Because like I was just in that story, like, my head is all at the bus stop and stuff. I didn't forgot what I'm talking about. Like, I didn't painted the picture so much. I'm at the bus stop. I'm right here on County Road. Like, I'm at the bus stop. Boy, I don't know why I'm thinking about County Road like that. Like, real live across the street from South DeKalb, okay? He waiting on the bus. Never even caught the bus out there on County Road. Actually, I had a car the whole time. But in my head, maybe I did that. Do you know what? First of all, what I'm thinking about is DC. I have pulled up to a bus stop and seen a girl crying, and I had dropped off for Uber and was on the way back, and the girl was crying, and I pulled down the window, was like, "Are you all right? And you good?" And she was just like, trying to get herself together because she realized somebody was watching her. Like, yes, when I stopped, I look around, like, I saw you. You crying? You all right? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely get it. But anyway, I digress. So moving right along. I did talk about conscious flow though, so that's what we're talking about. So when you see somebody rambling and going on and ranting and stuff, they are in a conscious flow 9 times out of 10, depending on what kind of mind they have. Now, granted, conscious flow can look like all types of things because it can be a person who doesn't have the right word. Like, it could be a young, what's his name, young Blackster. Like, he don't got all the words he's trying to say, but he get in this conscious flow and he know what he's trying to say, and maybe he can't get it to you, but spiritually the aura of the person is strong. The conscious genius is there, but maybe not. It doesn't, the light doesn't shine bright in the American world or the society that we live in. And so we only see people in their genius when they do something super great, right? When their self-expression is super amazing and the whole world can love it, and it's crossover, like Selena. That's her name, right? Yeah, Selena. Yeah, we love Selena. Okay, I was just making sure because when it came out, when I said it, it didn't sound like that was her name. But no, yeah, that's right. Crossover like Selena. You know when Drake said that, um, when he say something about the best side, crossed over to the other side, and I didn't even have to die. Like, when I tell you, nobody realized that he was talking about Selena. Like, how you going to talk about Selena like that, bro? Like, bro, bro, what happened? Like, oh man, like, you getting, because it was Drake. Nobody said nothing. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, when you cross over from one side, like, you're doing all Mexican, and then you move over to American. Now you serving a wider audience. Like pop. When you become pop, you are now a crossover artist. You don't just do rap no more. Like the baby, he's now a crossover artist. You feel what I'm saying? Like, crossover artist. Like, I don't know if J Lo is crossover. I guess because she is like Jenny from the block, but like, like Latinos like J Lo, some black people, but like black people like Jenny from the block. Like, she had a little more flavor. But anyway, not to say J Lo don't have flavor. I'm just saying, like, when Dark Child was on it, like, anyway. Anyway, this is not about none of that. This is not about none of that. I digress again. But anyway, so like, on the documentary for Ye, he said, call him crazy as quick as you can before they notice what he's saying. And then Kanye was like, boom, because he knows exactly what he's saying. And the issue that I have with people is that how how do we not realize what's going on? And so I do get it, because we argue all the time. Oh, they kept the slavery and all the things and everything like that. They kept the information from us, so we didn't know. Okay, like at this point, the information is out there, and it's like, are you seeking it though? We can't keep saying, oh, they kept the information from. First of all, we're not slaves anymore. Let's clear that up. We're not slaves anymore, right? And we would more so not be slaves if we break out of our slave mentality. So we still think that we have to work for everything. We have this boost of everybody becoming an entrepreneur because they're realizing, oh, I can go make something for myself. But then people realize, oh, it's kind of hard to start a business and like maintain it and then actually make money consistently, because you can do it once and you know what I'm saying. But like to keep doing it, like that's a whole nother ball game, right? People are realizing, it's not as much as it's cracked up to be. So let me be safe and go back to the job. But that's not really what you want. Some people do want that. Some people want to be, I hear people talking about all types of stuff, be the working millionaire and all types of things. I personally don't want to put more energy into your idea than I put into my idea. And I feel like I spent, the good portion of my young child life doing that, right? Putting all my energy into your idea when I knew my idea slapped way harder. Not to say nothing about your idea, but bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you would have made me partner, we could really be out here thugging, but you know what I'm saying? You just wanted to keep it all for yourself. So I don't know what you want me to do at this point. But, right. This is my wrong. Whatever I was saying, forget that. We're going to go back to the point. They call him crazy. Because we don't understand. Oh, yes, I get it. So we don't understand the information that's out there. One of the things that I constantly argue, or not even argue, because like I'm constantly mentioning, is that the taxes, the way that Trump does his taxes. So I feel like as a community, we have to start paying attention. And we're so like pro-black and they did this and blah, blah, blah. And we're so stuck in the past. But it's like, we were enslaved. It was sad, bro. Yep. Some people died, didn't make it. Guess who didn't? Apparently my people, because I'm in here. Out. You too, huh? Turn up for us. Hey, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, we so focused on the past. They did this, and they stopped this, and not until the 14th Amendment make this. And then it's good now? Or is it good now, though? Like, I know it's stuff that we still got to fight on. Like, our homies upstate, everybody in the county, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard out here. You know what I'm saying? If you, like, I'm talking about, I was going to say decab jail, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you're not out there, I hear it's better in Gwinnett County jail. Like, you want to do a crime, go out there, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that's just Atlanta. That's just Atlanta. But I'm just saying, like, it's still issues for sure, right? But there's a lot of technology and a lot of things that we can do. One of the issues is that we were taught to be workers. We were taught to be laborers. We were retaught to be laborers because we used to use our mind to do amazing things. And so now it's just about getting our minds back to realizing that we can work with our minds. Realizing that we can do great things with our minds. Right? And so like we are so creative as a people. But think about like Kanye, he creates things. He creates it with his mind. He's not doing labor, right? He's creating things with his mind, making money, taking the money from that, and then paying warehouses and building relationships with people so that he can now build something that everybody can use and be paid for. He can delegate the labor part for the people who want to do the labor part that haven't found their genius yet. And we talk about people, everybody doesn't want to be a worker. It's not that everybody doesn't want to be a boss. It's not that everybody doesn't want to be a boss. Nobody wants to be controlled. A lot of people haven't tapped into their genius. They haven't learned how to turn their pain into their passion. Some people may not, like, pain doesn't have to be a physical pain. It could just be an annoyance, something that you went through, realize a solution for somebody else's pain. Like, they haven't figured out how to monetize. And so a lot of us are super creative. And so we do hair. We fix cars. We we sell tickets, we do shows, we are entertainer, right? But we don't know how to monetize it for ourselves. So we don't get the royalty somebody else. We give our talent and sign it over to somebody else, and then they take it and they take their stuff off the top, and then they give us some stuff left. And then you hear Kanye talking about being in debt. And so my check being $50 more than my mortgage. Like, so when he's saying, when you hear Left Eye break down why they went broke, then you see, okay, this music business, this business of being paid is not all it's cracked up to be. Because if they can pay me $1 million, if they can pay us $3 million, how much they getting paid, right? And so we don't think about that because we come from lack. And forget why we come from lack. Yes, we know why, but we're thinking about progressive. When you hear Kanye talking about thinking futuristic, is it a booger in my nose or is that a reflection? Okay, I just wanted to know because I didn't want it was gonna bother me if I kept seeing, and so now I'm good. All right, so excuse me. When Kanye is talking about, who was he talking about, Lord? Okay, because I be on it and then I be off. I don't know what's wrong with me. When he is talking about building, I was talking about the business aspect. Oh, not being able to have enough money. So not being paid your royalties, not having creative control, not being able to. So then when you hear Nipsey come in and talk about, I mean messing this word up. Distribution. Okay. When you hear Nipsey talking about distribution. Yes. Okay, we're gonna put it on the screen or something. Distribution. Okay, like when you hear him. When you hear him talking about distribution, then you know, all right, that makes sense. That makes sense because I'm not giving away my intellectual property. I still own it. I'm just allowing your big platform to give it out. I'm not gonna go through that again. To give it out. All right, we're gonna just dumb it down. To give it out. Okay, I'm getting like spades. Okay, get their cards. You send my stuff out for a little 15%. You talking more than 15%, I'm not talking to you anymore. Because you're not finna play me and I don't need you. Right? And if you was with it for the 20, then I know somebody else would be with it for the 15 and the 12. So I'm not finna do it, but I have to know my worth to do that, right? And so Kanye is talking about people knowing their worth. Speaking of which, we're gonna go right into it. When he talked about slavery was a choice. We had all this community, but we were so conditioned. And slavery lasted like 400 years, right? For 400 years, we never realized that we are the stronger ones, or we never constructed a plan to overtake all of the, you know what I'm saying, started to spread the word. Every time we get sold, all right, y'all, all right, Joe, when you go out there, when you go to your new plantation, tell them on the seventh moon or just whatever the fuck, right? Like we didn't put that together. We didn't know. We were very, very, very conditioned. And is that our fault? It's up in the air argument. I'm not on or against Kanye. I'm just seeing what I see in the thing. I don't think that he's wrong. Now, is he insensitive? Yeah, of course, all the time. Because he just say what he feels like, and who won't stop him? But do it make sense? Absolutely. Most times it does. But a lot of times we are sensitive. We are sensitive, and so we don't want to hear that. Oh, I had another choice. Oh, I didn't have to go through that. We don't want to hear that. Right? We don't want to hear that. The fact that a lot of blood would have been shed had we have went up against them, some of us wouldn't be here. Maybe my ancestors would have been the one that got shot and I would never be here. You don't know. Right? So are there pros and cons? Absolutely. But was it still a choice? Yes. We chose to not rival or whatever. Like Harriet Tubman chose to get away and come back, and you get what I'm saying? Like certain people chose to mail their self out, chose to go through all types of things to learn how to read anyway. Whatever the case may be, they chose those choices. And a lot of times we feel like we don't have choices because we're in a bad predicament. But even death is a choice. Like if we're being honest, if we're calling a spade here, even death is a choice. So when the man says certain things, people can't understand. It's because it's a different level of thinking. It's a different conscious level, and it's cool because when it works, you see the genius. You see the genius in it. When you see the creativity, when you talk to somebody, especially like autistic people who are known to be artistic, and they got a beat in their head. If you actually taught them how to use the beat machine and Logic Pro, they would probably produce some fire, bro. they would probably produce some fire. Okay? But they say Einstein was also artistic. I, with all my studies, say that I am autistic. But it hasn't been documented. They, you know what I'm saying? They won't, I haven't been evaluated in quite some time, so who knows? But anyway, this is how I feel based on how I feel and based on what we say that is and how I process information. I feel like, oh, there's something, I'm on the spectrum somehow, which is cool with me. It would explain a lot. But I feel like also a lot of people are. When you start to get in your genius, you start to be on a spectrum because you look at things differently. You just process differently. We're building reconditioned minds. I underlined that. So I also underlined little Victoria, current Victoria, and future Victoria. And I don't know if you all have heard me talk about this, but the way that I view life now, living an intentional life, because before when I was born and people just taught me everything, I just was going through life like that. Like, okay, cool. I got to go through school. Cool. Now I got to go to college. Cool. I don't like what they talk about. Okay, wait a minute. I'm learning some whole other stuff now. When you go to college, you start learning about business, and then you really start understanding why people are still in the hood, why people are still having money but don't know how to budget, so they still broke. You start to understand, you start to get a wider range of things, and it kind of messes you up a little bit. So when you come back, you like, dang, we can get on with these taxes, we can do entrepreneurship, start a business, we can start drop shipping on Shopify. Like you start feeling like, oh man, it's something out there. It's something else out there, y'all. Like, we don't got to do this no more. I feel like going back to the conscious state. Well, actually, no. Going back to reconditioning our minds. I feel like this is a pivotal time now where we're actually on a page where more and more people are kind of seeing through the smoke screens. But there are still a lot of people who feel like, bro, like, what are you talking about? Recondition from what? That's the way it is. We don't want to, change up anything. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And it's like, no. No, like, actually, we need to fix it. We need to fix everything that we didn't realize was broken. So we need to understand that we can put our funds in trust and understand the Rothschild way of building up a trust. We need to understand how excuse me, high fashion works and how high fashion is in home. It's a Givenchy who, like, these fancy Italian, I don't know if they're Italian, but these fancy brands, luxury brands, are family owned. And how as a family we need to be building something. Like if I'm building a business and you're not doing nothing, not nothing, help me, fool. Like if I start eating, you're gonna start eating, but you don't believe in the business, so you don't think I'm gonna start eating. You want to start coming around. I'm looking at my bed. You want to start coming around when I start eating, but you had an opportunity of being on the plate too. of being at the table and you don't take it, like, start taking it. And we're talking about community. Hello, community. Y'all know about community? Shout out to the morning meetup. When you're talking about building community, we build community. Then we got the what's it called? Blockchain right now. We could take 2% of our income as just people, everybody, 2% of our income, and send it to some type of fund that we set up on the blockchain so where everybody can see up, Tawana just sent $2, Sharice just sent $16, such and such sent 200. Like, and we can see where the money coming from. And then when we need to fund something, when we need to build something, when we need to grow something, when the government on some stuff, when there's a pandemic and all these people who are making a lot of money can't go to work or are forced to go to work and can't get sick. Now we have a fund that we can take out of and build for our own, right? But people don't understand the blockchain. Don't understand what that is, and they ain't sending their hard work money to nobody, not even Beyonce, child. They not finna do it, right? But what does that mean? I just got my grandma to invest, okay? For her generation, she did it. She made the American dream for her generation. Now, my generation is on some whole other technical stuff. So what I'm trying to do, I've been trying to do for years, is take her from, I don't know, the 80s and bring her into the 2020s. I don't know, make her vision real clear, okay? I've been trying to explain, but I'm not an investor. Like, I don't have the building right here where you can invest right now, but I know that the information exists. And I didn't say I was the well, right? But I didn't see the water. And so I'm a catalyst. So whether you are way ahead of me and you got money, but you just keep blowing it because you don't know there's nothing else to do with it, or you don't know and you on the way up. And so now you can build correctly and build with the vision in mind that, okay, we're building these trusts, we're putting these things in place so that we don't have to continue to work for money, but the money can now work for us. And so it took me a long time to get my grandma, like, I finally actually found somebody who invested, and I immediately leveraged her money. Like, didn't think about it at all, okay? At all, because I knew that this opportunity was going to come. And I knew that I was going to be able to bring this opportunity to people. And I knew this is something that I want to do. Whether I'm bringing you the opportunity and I'm just the middleman, and then I get to learn and mentor with the opportunity. And now I'm also the woman, right? And then now I can have my own opportunity for you to come and be a part of, right? But that I don't hold on to the opportunity person until I get right. No, I share the opportunity person with whoever ready for the opportunity, right? Because at the end of the day, the energy is going to bless me anyway. But we don't think like that. It's hot in here, dog. Like, we don't think, is it this? Because I'm on fire. This is ghetto, but yes, Lord, because woo, yeah, okay, yes. Yes. It's ghetto. Okay, like, who will stop me? I'm trying to tell you some good stuff. You gotta stop being scared. Like, you only scaring yourself. You only scared of you. And I know that it's like, but we've been conditioned so much. Like, I was conditioned that, okay, you got to do real good in school and then go to college. And I got to college and I didn't want to do no MLA. Yeah, I'm not finna write in Chicago style APA. I'm sorry. I don't want to do it. Okay, I started doing it. It's too much. I don't want to do it. That's not even how I talk and who I'm finna be writing that much to. Like, I ain't even trying to be that type of person where I'm doing, like, I do research papers, okay? It be right here with it, though. It be right here with it. It be right on up here with it. Like, it be in my book. What? It be in my book. I do my research. I write my notes, okay? I might write a book report for me, but I don't need it in MLA, okay? The more I realize that, all this stuff is conditioned, it's a facade. It's how the world works, but it's how they set it up to work, right? And so when you see stuff and when you think about barriers, you got to think and remember, this is how the world was built. So when Kanye is talking about taking his business and going public, if you understand stock and know what that means, an IPO. So my business is getting I think of the word. It's getting it's like appraisals on a house. I can't think of the word right now. It's like appraisals. So when you have a house, you call somebody to get an appraisal so they can tell you how much the house is worth. In business, they do the exact same thing with the IPO. I forget what IPO stand for. Something about public. Okay. Basically, it means that the company is public and you can now buy shares, pieces of this company. You can buy into this company. So the company shares go up and down, you make money in the stock. And now it's a part of the stock and you can buy into that. So now the company can get more money. They're worth more. They're appraised at being worth a certain amount. So Yeezy, whatever it's called, is worth, I don't know, 1.3, 10 billion, however much Kanye says it's up in the air. It's some billions, right? So they're worth this amount of money, which means that if they go public, then now us as just regular, smuggler people from not the Bronx can put money in, in the Bronx too. Like, shout out to the Bronx, okay? Because I call somebody from the Bronx BK. I said BK instead of the Bronx. And I need to. So, like, I know that was like fight words. My bad. You know what I'm saying? I thought he said BK, but he was saying BX. But either way, X, K, that, just whatever. Like, y'all cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never been to the Bronx. I only been to BK. So, that's. He was real offended. So, shout out to you, bro. Like, shout out to you. Y'all make sure y'all go follow. Keys open doors, okay? Here from BK. No, wait. See, I did the X though. See, it's in my head. From BX. From BX. Don't tell him I sent you though, because at this point, I didn't mess that all up. Okay, don't even just join the money meetup and be like, bro, I heard of you. All right, that's it. Don't say nothing about me. Oh goodness, that is so funny. All right, this is me every day. I ain't even gonna hold you. But let's get back to this because, honey, it's still hot. I hope this is making sense. I'm very animated and I just be all over the place, and that's just me. But like, I like it, so you know what I'm saying. I be having a good old time. Just having a ball. Well, what is you talking about? Have y'all seen my shirt? It's a. Hold on, because I got my blanket. Yeah, I be sitting down like a princess. Coaches, not crutches. Oh, where we at? Coaches, not crutches. See the crutch? Okay, that's not. All right here. Coaches, not crutches. Yes. So I'm starting this. This is my little brand. I got shirts. And one of the things that I think will help us to get into our genius is realizing that we cannot keep leaning on crutches. We can't keep leaning on weed. Like, everybody, I smoke too. Like, I'm really finna start a podcast, Blunts and Business Plans, because I'll hit the blunt, but I'm trying to get to this business. Like, fill my calendar up. Like, let's make sure we're doing stuff. Like, let's make sure we're building and we're executing. Let's just have a smoke session so that we can get to the, what we should do? No, that's what we finna do. Like, so that we can get to one of them aspects. But you got to be in the right aura. Some people will smoke and then that's it. That's all she wrote. I'm out like a light. Hey, like a light. Like, that's it. No. We can't lean on those crutches. You good throughout the week. And then every Friday through Sunday, you turned up. You drunk out your mind. You don't know your name. But then when you get back to your job on Monday, you're good again. Stop leaning on the crutches. So is that all you're supposed to do? Just be here to work your little 9 to 5, You know what I'm saying? 10 to 6, whatever it is. 11 to 7:30, like whatever you got going on. Is that it? Like that's all you're supposed to do. Any other time you're just supposed to be drowning in the crutch. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta go out every weekend because you need to have attention. Somebody gotta see you. You the freshest, the sexiest, and the finest, and they gotta see you. So you gotta go out because you can't sit in the house and be by yourself and hear your own thoughts and think about what used to be or what has been or what hurt you or what you can't do that, right? You can't sit through it and think through it. So you go into another crutch. And that's what we do. We lean on crutches. You sit and you scroll on Amazon for 7 hours straight. You just be add cart. Ooh, add cart. Add to the cart. Oh, what is? What is right here? You know I could probably use that add to the cart. Like, what? That is a coping skill. I don't know if I told you this, but not all coping skills are unhealthy. It can be. If you got the money for Amazon, it might not be unhealthy. If that's your rent money, baby milk money, field trip money, Pepco money, you know what I'm saying? Just not money for Amazon money. Like, right? Then that could be a problem. Then it turns toxic. Too much of anything is bad. Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. So when he's talking about these things, when we're talking about oh, okay. Because I saw a light and I got a mirror right here so I can look at myself at all times and know that I love you, I accept you, right? And sit the fuck up. Like, because why is you slouching? So I'll be looking over at myself and sit the fuck up. That's the other part. That's just for me, though. That's just for me. When I was looking over there, I had saw this little light and I didn't know what was going on. If they was coming for me or what, because I didn't know. But anyway, do you believe in aliens? I don't, but I'm not naive to just be like, no, it's just us out here. Just us out here. Like, no, I'm not. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not finna just be like, oh yeah, aliens, hell yeah, I saw a UFO the other day. Like, no, I'm not finna do that either. Like, you know. So anyway, back to because I want to wrap this up smoothly, but at this point, it's definitely turning into an enlightened rant. And if the rant feels like too much for you, you might have to rewind it. You might have to take time because sometimes if you're not on the healing journey, it doesn't make sense. It seems like they don't know what they're talking about. Everything I was taught is true. And that's cute to think. Like, it's so, oh, that is so, oh, that's so cute. That you think that exactly what your mama taught you is just how the world works. And a lot of times she didn't know. She had no fucking idea. Like, no shade to your mama. Shout out to her. But she don't know. Like, she grown up with us. Like, we all doing this together. Really, she just got a little head start. But you know what I'm saying? Like, she don't know. Not to say that I know. Because I don't know. I observe though, right? And I read all these books. I got books on books. It's a 2 stacks here. It's you know what I'm saying. And don't get me scrolling on Audible, okay? Because I read these books, starting with my more complex. I've been reading for quite some time, but like my mama put me in the game with Maya Angelou. Okay, we was learning about real life. Okay, it was no more Santa Claus. We was not in Texas no more. Like Kansas, wherever you was at, we wasn't in no more. Okay, I was learning about real life. That was third grade. So from third grade, I've been on this. The world is not what it seemed. And my mama told me that she couldn't give me everything just recently. But back then, I thought she was Superwoman. I thought that she knew everything. So when I see a man who's like, oh, my mama said, let me call my mama real quick. Hey, mom, what you did? It don't bother me because I know sometimes you and your mom, family member, grandma, nana, or whoever, have not had the exposure needed to give a good response to an answer I'm asking, a question I'm asking. And that's okay. My job is to expose you, not to belittle you. My job is to fix your crown, not to tear it down. You doing good means that I'm doing good. But if I'm doing good and I can't have no fun because all my friends is being conditioned, then Like, no, it's not fun if the homie can't have none. Like, I'm just saying, like, after a while, like, peace be peace and real peaceful sometimes. Like, just throw something in there. Like, you feel me? It don't gotta be toxic. It could be talk. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a little talk. A little TikTok. All right, see, I'm one of them. I'm clapping my knees shit. Let me get a little talk, okay? I don't want no toxic, but I just want a little talk. Just jump me in a little talk real quick, okay? But I just think everybody's not ready. Everybody's not ready, and that's okay, but don't act like the information is not out there. It is. We have to become seekers. Even myself, I'm still learning, because it's like, okay, I have this information, but am I rolling in the dough? No. No, because I still have to work on myself, because I do great things and I sit out here and still do stuff for free. I will still give you all the information for the free. I'll go ahead and make your whole joint for you for the free. So that's still a process of me being aware and understanding that, oh, you have to know your worth in charging. Like, charge. I love connection. I want to help people so much. But it's not helping me to push them up. And for me to be here by myself, I'm pushing you up. I'm pushing you up. But then I don't charge anything. So I'm not being able to help myself up. Because nobody's going to go back. Right? Everybody want to help up. They're not trying to help back. Right? So I have to be the change of the person who gets to the top and then helps. Instead of being the one that pushes everybody up, the encourager. Right? My personality, they say I'm the mediator. All right, sure. I'm holding people up, though. I'm holding people up. And we talk about the crabs being in the barrel, and Jay-Z said, well, crabs not supposed to be in the barrel. Okay, but that's where the fuck we at this point, right? So let's talk about where we at. No, it's not supposed to be. We weren't supposed to be slaves either, okay? But that's what happened. So let's talk about what we got, what we're working with now. When you're paying spades, you talk about what's in your hand, not what you could have had, right? You don't talk about what you could have had, what you had last time. All right, what you did last week. No, we don't talk about that. We live in the moment, in each hand, in the moment. This what I got right here. I want to stretch it out. This what I got. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just this what I got right here. This is it. I have to play this hand. I can't play nothing else. I can't talk about nothing else. If at this point they done put the crabs in the barrel, and even then they not supposed to be in the barrel, but they in the barrel. And look what they're doing. They're pulling each other down. Like, that's what they're doing. They're pulling each other down. So let's talk about that. No, they're not supposed to be in the barrel. I know. Some people get stuck on that. I know. They're not supposed to be in the barrel. They weren't supposed to be on the ship. They weren't supposed to be jumping over. They weren't supposed to be, but everything happens for a reason. And if you say that and you truly believe that, then that means that slavery happened for a reason. And when you think about the grand scheme and you zoom out of the world and you think about, well, us black people, we was happy with our pyramids and stuff all right there by ourselves. When were we going to go explore? These white people, these other people are the explorers. Indians was over there doing our thing. We, as melanated people, we were stationary as fuck. It's the white people that was like, well, let's see what else out here. Like, it's cold over here in the Netherlands. Let's go out somewhere else and see what they got going on, right? And a lot of my clients are white. So I realized they're explorers. Like, it's kind of like me. I'm very curious. I want to know what the fuck this is. Like, what is this? This is nice. I mean, I got rocks right now that I picked up from the park, because you know those are federal, and we don't want to say too much. You know, make sure you don't say too much. You feel me? Like, I got rocks right now that I have found. Right? So allegedly. I don't know. But anyway, I think about all kinds of stuff as far as like the legal process. Like, when you're thinking about America, when you're thinking about America, you got to understand that this is a business. This is a corporation. This is a money-making machine, like an engine. The railroads and stuff. When I think about grand America, I think about railroads, working industry. I don't know why I think about Detroit. It seemed like the breath of like Detroit is like where the smoke come out the pipe. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is that you got to live for the moment. So the moment being that we have been the crabs that's in the barrel. Okay, so that means that we have to talk about community and doing the work. So I don't know if you heard, I started a group, Legacy Leap, legacy leaders, evolving, awareness, and prospering. Yes, we are evolving our awareness and we're prospering. And it's all about doing the work. Like, actually, what does that look like? What gets us on the path of becoming? Doing the work, creating that monthly goal, daily goal, quarter goal for whatever it is that we're doing, checking in daily, because I be needing somebody on my butt. Sometimes you don't need somebody right on your butt, but you still need to check in. So you need to know that somebody is there that's going to see when you don't check in. They're going to notice when you're missing. So we're building up this community. And my goal for this community is 333 people by the end of the year. Why? Because I need more people to do the work, which means healing our minds, understanding that we're not conditioned, and then also healing our bodies, healing from our trauma, healing from the thing that once you realize that, okay, the world is really for the taking. Like, I can really, it's mass. I can really just make whatever I want to make here. But once you realize that, then you have to go within self and say, and you're worthy of making it. Do you know how hard it is if you don't think that you're worthy to actually go become the thing? Or you'll get there and you'll have so much imposter syndrome, or you'll get all the money, you'll push yourself to stuff everything down while you're on the journey, then you'll get all the money, girls, boys, success, in quotations, right? What you think success is, but you're unhappy because you don't feel like you're worthy of it, because you haven't dealt with parental issues, because you haven't dealt with accepting who you really are. So now you get more money and you want to lift this up, and you want to flatten this, and you want to fill this up, and you want to make this longer, make this shorter, shrink this thin, and because now you think that this is what's going to make you happy. If you look just like they want you to look, or if you swinging just like they want you to swing, you think that no, it ain't in that. It's in self. It's in tapping into your genius and being able to express yourself in such a way that nobody, not even you, can break the liking. But I mean, we all do different things. Like, for example, even Kanye said, yeah, I went and I got lipo because I didn't want y'all to say X, Y, and Z about X, Y, and Z. But that's the perfect example, because he wasn't living for self. He did something based on what he thought somebody else was going to say. And we do it. Like, sometimes I be trying to put down my edges. I be trying to make my edges come down based off of what somebody else is going to say, or they going to say, right? But no, forget them. Forget people. It doesn't matter. We're all going through something. You can look at me and be like, man, she out here killing it. and then I could tell you 100 ways I feel like I'm not killing it, right? You look at somebody, I could look at Dave and be like, man, he out here killing it. Shout out to the Social Proof podcast. I was about to say 7, but shout out to them too. It's all the same people. But anyway, I can say, man, Dave killing it. But he got something internally that he's dealing with on his level, right? So as we keep growing, we keep reaching levels. And it's going to be some type of something to shake it up on each level for us. But we got to know to keep going, growing, and glowing. Keep healing. Keep doing the work every day. The practice is daily. You know, some people, they don't have their coffee, they not right. Some people, they don't smoke, they not right. In the morning, they got to get up and wake and bake. If they don't wake and bake, they not right. You feel me? If I don't heal, if I don't sit here and journal, if I don't meditate, if I don't just sit and have some minutes to myself, I be trying to take 12. Sometimes I be taking like 200. Like, sometimes I like to just sit and meditate. Okay? I have to do that every day, because that means that's going to get my energy in check. That means that when somebody come and they're not on their healing journey and they feel like, well, what you gonna do? Or they're in my face, or they giving me too much attitude in the Dollar Tree. Like, okay, I didn't ask for all that. I don't think that I put that on the counter. But I'm gonna be able to handle that better because I've meditated, because I've cleared my head, because I've tapped into the vision that I'm going after for today, each day. If I'm living intentionally, I know exactly what I'm doing each day. If I'm just out here thugging, catch me outside, you feel me? Then anybody could probably get it, because what do I have to lose? I haven't thought about it, so I don't even know. It's not on the top of my brain, right? But if you want these hands, we will definitely catch them. You feel me? Like, so I have to every day do my healing work. Every day I have to look at myself in the mirror and say, hey, you're worthy. So that when somebody talking smooth, right here, all right, yeah, shoes looking right, okay, I see ya, smile, damn, all right, and he started talking cool, and then he'd be like, yeah, but I ain't got no car. Oh, I don't know what did you need, like what, bus pass, or what you going? Like, wasn't about to ask for mine, like, right, like, you're not gonna come, what you need to ride, like, to go pick up your new joint, like, what are you saying? What are you saying, sir? I be a character because I be looking at, boy, what is you saying? No, right? But if I'm doing my healing work every single day, then I'm working on that. I know that I'm worthy. I've reinforced it in my head so much that when he comes talking his smooth stuff and then hit me with the and I need, then I don't even, you don't even, nope. I can easily drop that because I know that that's not what I want. I can entertain that until it can no longer be entertained, right? When it get to asking me stuff that I'm not willing to give up. No, all right? I'm in a season of receiving. Like, what you talking about? Absolutely not, right? So healing is so important because it's healing my mind to truly see the possibilities of taking off those rose-colored glasses and realizing that, oh man, somebody did write all the laws. Okay. All right. So if enough of us come together, we can definitely rewrite it. We think that we can't. Well, somebody did it in the first place, so why can't we? If somebody keep bringing up an idea, stop shooting it down because you are conditioned to what has always been. If God, the universe, the creator, somebody put a force behind an idea, like, if all of us get together, we can change it. And you keep hearing it in movies. People say it all the time, unity, da, da, da. Like, you hear it so much, but you think, hey, man, ain't never gonna change. Ain't nothing never gonna change. Not as long as you don't. Not as long as you don't. You gotta be a unconditioned genius. It's too many of us that are here and we're geniuses in our own right, but we're so conditioned, we can't tell nobody. Like, we don't want nobody to know what we really think about it. Like, baby, you gonna have to tell somebody that you sitting on this greatness. You ever met somebody that can sing? I'm talking about they could blow. Like they can blow. But they be scared to sing in front of people. And you as the friend be like, bruh, come on, go ahead. Man, auntie, this the one right here, boy. What? Tell Drew Hill who? Listen to this. Like, you never you know somebody like that? Like, yeah. Unconditioned genius. We be so conditioned in our genius. The world told it they gonna say something about us. I don't care no more, bro. Say something about me. Care. Say something about me. Matter of fact, you want my phone number. Say it to my face. Okay? Because if you can't say it to my face, it does not matter. And I tell people this all the time. I have to look at myself and be like, bro, what you tripping off? They said a subliminal about you? Did they ask you though? If they didn't ask you, it didn't matter. It probably wasn't for you. Don't matter. Do your thing. Do your thing, boy. That's on a movie. I don't know where it came from. I said, oh, yes, I do. Bring it on. Anyway, because I know this is getting long. You probably got stuff to do, and I feel like I do too. But this is what I be doing. There is power in pain. So all the things that we went through as people, as individuals, as a community, there is power in pain. But we can't stay in the pain. We got to think about the future. And so as we are developing and breaking our conditioning and truly bringing forth the geniuses that are in us, the things that I want to remember is get coaches. get counselors, get mentors, get my brother constant elevation. He said Doji Dijon's. Okay, I forgot the name, but I'm gonna figure that out. Either way, he said don't say mentors no more. But either way, we need somebody like a mentor that's coming through and can guide us, that's doing the thing and can guide us. Like I heal. I'm about healing, getting intellectual properties and creating, I'm sorry, intellectual properties and developing emotional intelligence. Like that's my lane. Right? Like when we talking about creating something out of thin air, you talking about have an idea. I got ideas all day. What you trying to do? Like, what you trying to do? Throw a word out. Just throw a word. Duck. You talking about ducks? Like, you want to make something with ducks? You trying to make money with ducks? You got ducks? Like, I got an idea. Just give me a minute. What? I can give you an idea. We got ducks, okay? You know how they be swimming. Do you think that we can find a way to power something with duck energy? Just I don't know, sound like, but just thinking about stuff is being able to like brainstorm and let your mind come up with ideas, right? Like like something magical happens when you are in a flow state of your own genius ideas. But you also have to develop that because you don't just learn how to think. A baby don't just know how to just calculate. You have to gradually over time allow your brain to shut down. Give your brain time to shut down while you're awake. So meditating, you don't just go to sleep, allow your brain to rejuvenate, and then as soon as you wake up, you be like, yeah, all right, back to the like no. I used to do that. I used to do that too. And I used to see people around me be like, oh goodness, she's awake. All right. Like she always on go. Damn. Like, no, no. I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm collected. I've meditated. I can sit in silence. Us being able to do that, that is part of our conditioning. We stay so busy, we don't address the things that are upsetting us, that are hurting us, that even make us happy. We don't address it. So, that's all I got, y'all. I really hope that some of this helped. What I really want to do is go through what am I trying to say? Go through some more Kanye videos and kind of like help people see what he's saying. Because too many people, even people right now, they're like, oh, he's a genius. But do you really understand what he's saying? When he's talking about these IPOs and getting his company, so that means that you can buy into his company. So as his stock, like right now, I have stock in public storage. When the stock go up, I make money. So if his company go up, you make money. But you don't understand businesses and IPOs and having a unicorn business, which is $1 billion business. So you don't understand what he's doing. And then when he says, oh, these white people aren't giving him the secrets that some people won't give him a meeting. Some people will meet with him and then some people won't meet with him. Why? Because they don't want to give him the secrets. Because what do you know about that? When people are talking about trust, when you and your family go into the bank and you say, yeah, I want to build a trust, and you got a trust lawyer, they're like, what do you know about that? You're not supposed to know about that. You're not supposed to be the owner of something. You're not supposed to have business credit. You're not supposed to have good personal credit. You're not supposed to know your consumers' rights. You're not supposed to know that. Right? So my thing is be the spook by the door. Infiltrate the system. Stop just trying to build black, build black, build black. That's good and that's cool. But more money comes in when you cross over. So if you can be black and build something up that's black, but everybody takes advantage of it, then that's how you make your $1 billion corporation. Right? Because we got a long way to go before all black people take our $1 trillion, $1.2 trillion, and put it all into black people. Like it's going to be some time. But if we start making more and more $1 billion unicorn companies and they're owned by black people, then we will start to change the economy. Because us as, you know what I'm saying, like when Keisha owned that joint, and Keisha black, she not tripping off that. You know what I'm saying? When Craig and them own the joint, right? And they at heart, they still the same person. They can't be bought out. And then they have billion-dollar businesses. So when they say, hey, I think Miss Mary or whoever should be the next politic, let me take money from my billion-dollar business and back her, because that's what they do. So instead of us not understanding how the machine of America works, we have to educate ourselves and start to understand. And then when we understand these rents that Kanye is making, because he's in the stages now where he can excuse me, take his business to the next level, it will start making sense. But because we're still thinking small, we're still thinking about just having our lash bar and making money for ourselves, or we're just talking about, we feel like those are rich people problems. It's not rich people problems, because the way that you fix something is from the top. You fix it, you got to fix it, not something, because you go to the root, but the real root is at the top. When you're talking about this business, when you're talking about this economy, because the economy is ran by businesses. We live in America. Like, so I'm trying to get people to understand. Yes, we're going to be the change, but we have to be in the change first. We can't be the change from the outside of the stadium telling them who should win. That ain't right. Ref, what you talking about? Hey, ref, he can't hear you. But if you're in the game, if you're in the change, if this is a room of changers and they're all white and now you're in that room, now you're being the change. Because now when companies decide that, hey, this is what we're doing now, because marketing controls everything. So we control society based on what we talk about in these rooms. So when you get a seat at those tables, and then you're able to change marketing and change the media and the seeds that are be planting into our people, into our kids, into our community, then you understand that no, these are not rich people problems. These are the problems. So then that problem, who's controlling that up top, makes a direct change to how the worker feels in his environment. When I worked at T-Mobile, they're real big on customer service, make you feel good, wearing a lot of pink shit, all types of stuff, right? But it's a great environment. You want to work there. It's happy, got business, all types of stuff going on. They give you money, you get paid, all right? You feel good about yourself working at T-Mobile, right? Make a little money, all right? However, understanding that you make this amount of money, so they make way more at the top. Understanding that the decisions that when I worked there, they were trying to get Sprint the first time. Their Sprint was like, hell no. Like, I don't know what happened now, Sprint, but like, it's looking like I'm not finna be able to type in sprint.com no more, because every time I type that in, they be like, we're T-Mobile now, just in case you might want to go get a new SIM card. I don't know what you're holding on to, but it's gone. Which is cool. Like, as long as my calls don't drop no more, I'm gonna be happy. But anyway, my nose. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. It's like tingling. All right, I think I'm good. Excuse me, I don't know if that was, but my nose, okay, because I be having the water running in here and it's just hard. But anyway, this is running on for too long. I just hope that something that I said made a little bit of sense, and I am just a catalyst. So make sure you do your own due diligence and research and look up the things. When we're talking about making generational wealth, we're talking about changing things from the top and the bottom, meaning the mindsets have to change at the bottom so that we can maneuver to the top. And then once we get to the top, we have to change policies and systems. And you only do that with the tool of money. And it's not to buy a bunch of things and look like I got money and wear the things and look all nice so that other people want to be like me. It's to be low key. I'm gonna be in my low key swag with $1 billion business, right? That I use to change policies, that I use to change systems, so that when those systems change and that culture of that business change, everybody that's at the bottom, they now get a change. But I don't believe in keep throwing money at people. Like at the bottom, like not to say, but when we're talking about a business, the workers are at the bottom. Don't keep throwing money at people and saying, hey, this is going to help your situation. Change the mindset. When you know how to budget, you can make it with any amount of money, right? When you know how to save, when you know how to pay yourself first, when you are CYA, covering your own assets. Yeah. When you're able to do these things, when you're able to work on your self-control, when you know you have self-awareness and you're living intentionally, so you are saving up for something and you have a emergency fund, and you are putting money into investments, whatever that looks like for you. When you start to make your money work for you, when you start to put your money in ventures that work for you, so having your money in the stock system, using stuff like, I mean, you could use Robinhood. I use Stash. You know, you can use TD Ameribank trading. Chase got trading. I got a bank an account with Chase. You start trading. It can simply be just looking at what you got here. Like who make ring lights? Is that a public owned company? Investing in them. There's a ring light sitting right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, just who making mops, command strips, you know, stuff like that. Who making that? Investing stuff that you use every day. That's how I started, because I didn't know nothing about nothing, but I know this was going to grow something. It definitely grew. You know, it went from being a couple $100 for me, just adding 5 in there, because I ain't know nothing about the stock market and what was going to happen. But I had talked to this millionaire one time in real life, and he said stock. And then that led me to Warren Buffett, and he basically was a numbers guy, and the only reason he got Hathaway, whatever it's called, his company, is because the people who had it had tried him essentially, and he knew what he was talking about, and so he just kind of bought him out. He was the spook by the door that infiltrated the system essentially, and they lost their company to him, and he just been holding on to it ever since. So understanding his numbers, understanding what was going on, and so that's what we have to do at this point. It's boring. Nobody wants to read Stocks for Dummies, right? But now we're in a stage where there are coaches. So instead of us spending our money on them crutches, instead of us going to buy an eighth for $50 or going to buy a $50 bottle of Douce, we're now taking, it's probably more than that, because that little joint is not, it's, yeah, I'm just saying, I don't drink for real. But I only drink when I go to mixing groups, because, like, what else do you do? Like, you need a drink in your hand because it's how, like, break the ice. Like, I don't know. I'm just, I'm one of them. But that's the only time I drink. So, which I really need to stop, because that's just nervous drinking. But either way, that little whiskey sour I be getting with my little strawberry, it always starts people. They always ask, like, "Ooh, what's that?" It's a whiskey sour with strawberry. Okay. It's a whiskey sour with strawberry. It could have been a sidecar, but you know what I'm saying. I don't like brandy. But anyway, this is, my mind is going everywhere. I hope this helps. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for subscribing. Make sure you check out my book, You're Not Crazy, because I explain a lot of this information. It's more so from this first book is from a relationship perspective, because hurt people, and we get into situations where, we we think that we're crazy, like we're conditioned, and maybe we're not in our feminine energy, or maybe we're not in our masculine energy if we're a man. You know what I'm saying? And we do things and we say things and we bring things from our childhood into our relationships, and we get hurt. And then we turn bitter and jaded, and then we sprinkle that into the world, and it's like, you're not crazy. Some people hurt people, some people are gaslighting you, and it's for no other reason other than that's all they knew, and that's what they think they have to do to survive. And so when you see that on a relationship level, think about what that means on a macro level for the world, for us, the white people or the people whoever hurt us as melanated people, and then we don't want to uh, trust them again. We don't want to give hope in that area again. We want to stay clear of that area, but it's like, no, us going and learning and penetrating what they got going on and how they are building wealth and how they are getting in the real estate system and what they're doing when they get in the real estate system. Like my grandma, she got a house, and I thought that was amazing. But then I kind of fussed at her because I'm like, in North Carolina, we could have took what you paid for this house in DC and bought 3 houses. We could have bought a fourplex or something in North Carolina. But I had this information, but I wasn't able to expose her to something so that she could believe it, believe what she's seeing, right? So it took a while to get there. But now that we're here, she's understanding and she's seeing what to do with the real estate, what to do with equity, taking out an equity loan and then buying more real estate. Being able to do that, she didn't realize that she could do that. Right? And so me being able to tell her this information, but then also put her around people who are doing it, who is doing it, that was important for her to see that it's possible. So as we're looking at people like Kanye, as we're looking at people like Jay, as we're looking at people like 50 Cent, like all the people that are building, trying to make a difference. I feel like Kanye is on a different level at his trying to make a difference because it's such a pure place that it's coming from. He wants to build. That doesn't mean that he's just all knowing and like just the perfect person. No, he's a person too. And so when he gets triggered and he feels like he's being abandoned and he feels like he has no one left, he does the same things that we do. He's still a person. So his stuff is just magnified. But how many of our exes will pull up on us or do some wild stuff or threaten our new boyfriend or, you know what I'm saying, threaten our new girlfriend? How many of our exes do the same exact thing? It's a normal thing because that's what we do when we get upset and we're not having emotional intelligence or we're not able to process through our feelings. So we understand why, for me, I understand why Kanye is doing it. Doesn't make it seem like it's right. It's not to say, oh, this is right and it's okay because he's just going through something and hurt people. Like, no, people definitely get hurt from hurt people. Like, you know, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he's operating in his genes. He feels the need to be able to express himself through his music so effortlessly because he's been operating in his genes. So now that something hurts him, you're going to see it in the art. But when something inspires him, you'll also see it in the art. That's just the give and take of having the genius at work, right? It's good and bad. That's even with God. Like, good and bad happens in the world, but this is still a beautiful creation of the world that God made, right? So it just depends on how people are looking at it. I hope it didn't go over your head. Let me know in the comments. Like, let's talk about it because this is where I'm at with it. Like, when I'm talking about healing, this is a healing station where we are healing our conscious. We are talking about conscious things. We're talking about healing and practices. And I do not have it all together. But I'm going to bring you people who can help us talk about and see the vision. I'm going to bring you people that can make it happen. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll bring you Kanye and we're going to talk about these conscious things of how to break the mindset, how to recondition the mind, how to recondition our pockets, how to recondition our energy, how to go hard at something, how to believe in ourselves more than anything else, right? How to not be jaded because somebody showed us their mental health. When Kanye's acting a fool, I can see his mental health. I see where you at mentally, bruh. And I just want to give you a hug. Because I see where you are right now. That doesn't mean that you're crazy. No, you're just as regular as everybody else. I don't even think he got bipolar disorder. I just think that he expresses himself more than most people. They feel the ways that he's feeling. They don't say nothing. So they're not getting diagnosed. But I don't think nothing's wrong with him. I don't think that it's like a breakdown. Like, I don't think that, like, in a sense, yeah, a breakdown, but I think that like, we all break down. We come from stress and feeling like nobody understands us, feeling alone, the craziness that you feel when you can see the gaps in the world, but nobody else on your team sees it. They just working for you. But you work for God. You ain't working for nobody. Like, this is downloaded to you and you feel it in your core. But everybody else, they're just like, yeah, sure. Like, that starts to make you feel crazy. So then everybody said, okay, and then you start to believe, all right, well, maybe I am crazy. And you start claiming it. Yeah, I had a breakdown. I don't think it was a breakdown. I don't think it was a breakdown. I definitely was a breakthrough. Definitely was a breakthrough. But that's just my opinion. I'm going to ask him when I talk to him, and I'm going to let you know. So I'm going to let you know. But that's it for today, y'all. Make sure you connect with me on Tori Victories. At Tori Victories everywhere. This is your compassion coach. Just letting you know that you got this. It's time to become seekers in our lives and seek information that we didn't know existed, and information that we knew existed but didn't know how to do it. Now is the time for look for people who know how to do it, who do it well, and connect with them. And let's build generational wealth. Let's build our families up. Let's build ourselves up and get up and help each other up as well. But we can only help from the top. We got to stop pushing people up. I mean, it should be some people there. Maybe you help one up, they help you up. I don't know, but let's stop just staying still. We don't need no more still energy. We need our energies to fully bloom and express the light that is within us. It's time. So, with that being said, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you do some healing today. I hope you process. Please journal. Listen to this again. Maybe something was like, okay. You're saying something right there. And let me know in the comments. Subscribe. Share this to people. We appreciate it so much, because you could be anywhere in the world and you decided to be here with me. And I know I'm probably going to have to break this down 17 times because it's almost an hour and 30 minutes of me just talking. But that's okay. We'll do it. We'll figure it out. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have you here, and I'm grateful for you to be on this journey with me as we are processing in real time. Nobody is perfect. You are right where you're supposed to be. Start today. That's all I can say. Peace and healing, y'all. I'm out. Go be a genius. Peace and healing. I said that. Okay. But go be a genius. All right. Unconditional genius.